This is Valley News Live at noon.
A cloud of grief hangs over the community of Uvalde, Texas, while families try to make sense of the mass shooting of children. Investigators have a timeline for how the attack unfolded, but now are facing questions about the police response. Reporter Danya Backus is in Uvalde with the latest.
Most gracious.
The Uvalde community gathered for a vigil full of pain and prayer. Governor Greg Abbott embraced a grieving police officer as new questions arise about the response to one of the deadliest school shootings in U.S. history.
Obviously, this is a situation we failed in the sense that we didn't prevent this mass attack. But I can tell you those officers that arrived on the scene and put their lives in danger, they saved other kids.
The public safety director says the 18-year-old shooter was inside Robb Elementary School for 40 minutes to an hour before a tactical team broke into the classroom and killed him. He had murdered 19 children and 2 teachers. He sent messages about his plan over Facebook before shooting his grandmother, taking her truck and barging into the school.
He went down a hallway, turned right, then turned left, and there was 2 classrooms that were adjoining, and that's where the carnage began.
Here at Robb Elementary School, there are crosses for each of the victims. Today was supposed to be the last day of school before the start of the summer vacation. Instead, the community is mourning. Jacinto Casares lost his 10-year-old daughter, Jacqueline, a little girl he says was full of love and life.
Yeah, she would do anything for anybody. And to me, she's a firecracker, man. It comforts me a little bit to think that she'd be the one to help her friends in need.
He also questioned why an 18-year-old would be allowed to buy an AR-15 style assault rifle, a question President Biden is asking Congress to answer as well. The president says he'll visit this community in the coming days, hoping to bring whatever comfort he can. Danya Backus, CBS News, Uvalde, Texas.
A red, white, and blue tribute of the victims of the Uvalde, Texas school shooting. Fargo City Hall is lit up in honor of the people who died and were injured Tuesday. The building in downtown Fargo will be illuminated through Saturday. Meanwhile, a vigil for the victims will be held in Moorhead tomorrow. It's scheduled for tomorrow night from 6:30 to 7:30 at Davie Memorial Park. Names of the victims will be read, and those who are interested in attending are asked to bring a candle. The sun is shining and it's also warming up, but we're tracking potential changes for strong storms this weekend. Let's get a quick check of the weather with meteorologist Nathan Hopper. Nathan?
Yeah, thanks, JC. Happy Thursday, everyone. Thanks for joining us here. Valley News Live at noon. Beautiful look from our Dakota Magic Casino Skycam. Looking at the Dakota Winds Golf Course. I've seen some golfers out there hitting the links today. Fantastic conditions out there, I might say so myself, for some golf. Take a look at these temperatures as we speak. We're in the 60s across the board, 57 in Bemidji still, one of the cooler spots, but 66 there in Devil's Lake. 66 also for our friends in Jamestown, with a few clouds here or there, but by and large, things are quiet. Now, some clouds you can see wafting from the, say, Valley City area up through Grand Forks, up into portions of Manitoba. Still maybe seeing a few raindrops there just crossing into Minnesota, but they're light at best is what we're seeing with those. We'll take a close look in here and I'll scoot out of the way and you'll see up toward Halleck, down near Grafton, maybe seeing some of those light raindrops at this point. But of course, JC, as you were alluding to, we are tracking some changes for the holiday weekend, so we'll break that down and get the full forecast for Friday also coming here in a few minutes.
Thank you, Nathan. We have a lot to go over. We have new information on a death investigation in Grand Forks. The police have now identified the body that was found in a home as 67-year-old Douglas Elgert. He was found unresponsive in a home located on North 39th Street on Tuesday. Authorities say his death appeared to be suspicious and that he didn't die from natural causes. Court documents show 39-year-old Kendi Jallo admitted to throwing away crucial evidence because he was scared of getting into trouble. He's been arrested and is facing a charge of tampering with evidence. A 71-year-old man is dead after rolling his motorcycle in western North Dakota. The Highway Patrol says the driver was traveling on Highway 10 near Sterling in Burleigh County last night when he lost control of his motorcycle and crashed. Troopers have not yet released the victim's name or hometown. Charges are pending against a driver who was hurt in a car train crash in northwestern North Dakota. State troopers say a 34-year-old woman failed to yield at a freight train yesterday near the town of Ross in Mountrail County. The train hit the passenger side of the pickup and the driver was thrown through a window. The victim is being treated in Minot, but there's no word on the extent of her injuries. A commemorative street sign has been unveiled in Minneapolis in honor of George Floyd, who died 2 years ago yesterday. The ceremony was held at the intersection of 38th and Chicago, where Floyd was killed by police. Floyd's death sparked days of protests demanding police reform in Minneapolis and across the nation. Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin was convicted of murdering Floyd and sentenced to more than 20 years in prison. The Grand Forks Police Department wants to let people know of a phone scam that's been going around. According to the department's Facebook page, someone is calling and saying they're law enforcement and asking for monetary donations. Grand Forks PD says they have checked with other agencies and none of them are asking for donations. There are several numbers being used for this scam. If you answer one of these calls, you should hang up immediately. An adorable 3-year-old has taken her love for the Queen of England to a new level. Coming up at noon, we'll tell you what she's doing to celebrate the Queen's 70 years on the throne. But next, meteorologist Nathan Hopper has your forecast for the upcoming holiday weekend.